Good evening, everybody. I don't know who's here. I'm waiting for people to come. I'm running 2 minutes early, so I'll wait another minute. I hope you're having a great Friday, fun day. And although it's bitter cold, it's still light, which is wonderful. So I hope everybody had a good day. If you had a nice day, put in the comments, yes, had a great day. I know I had a great day. Anybody that saw my Facebook, I went live today from the swimming pool, and that was good. I had a nice swim and enjoyed the hot tub and the sauna. And you know what? That's what it is to release weight. I went in the pool, thought about releasing weight, and thought about doing a little bit, and it was really, really relaxing. I had a friend join me, which is nice, and spent a beautiful few minutes. So here we are, 6 p.m. So I guess I'll start. And for anybody new, I'll introduce myself again. Hi and welcome, Catherine Kim Mullen, and my friends call me Kim. I will at times look at notes because I want to stay focused, because the artist in me goes all over the map and gets excited, and I'm full of passion and want to share things. So in order to really stay focused, I'll go to the notes every once in a while. And today what we're going to focus on, and I'll wait another minute to make sure there's a few more people joining, because I know there's a few that are here. Hi Teresa, nice that you're here, especially knowing you have to go somewhere. Happy Friday to you, Susan. Thank you very much. So tonight is going to be about an hour, because there's an awful lot of information, because what I'm doing is tying in what we've covered to focus on living the life that you want to live, creating and designing your perfect life, and building a vision map. So I'm going to tie some of those things in and go through them. So it'll be about an hour. That's what you could expect to spend here. So I hope you went out and got yourself a drink, glass of water. For me, I talked yesterday about the hourglass and bringing things from yesterday to now. So I said, oh, what do I want to experience today? Well, what I want to experience is a memory that I had that I loved, which was Italy. So how can I do that? Well, here's an example of bringing a positive memory and bringing it to now. I'm having an Aperol Spritz, and I was introduced this Aperol Spritz in the Italian Alps, and there for hockey in an amazing environment. So dreams do come true. So while my son was building his dream, I got to benefit, and I was introduced to Aperol Spritz. So hello Italy, and that brings a smile on my face. It was a great trip. And that says how easy it is to bring your yesterday till today. And imagine whatever you want in your tomorrow, that you do the same thing. The same action. What you want to do is live as if you're there. I also wanted to feel bright. It is winter. It is what? Minus whatever, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The number doesn't matter. It's cold. And I dressed for summer. Because you know why? I want to feel that. I want to feel that feeling. You see, my girlfriend, just before we get started and we're waiting for people to join, I have a girlfriend down in Florida, and she said, oh, I'm on the beach in the sun. So anybody that followed me noticed I posted something a few weeks ago. I'm sure it got a few chuckles, because what I said to her is, well, you have the same sun I have, bright sunshine. It was that kind of a day. And you know what? You have yourself, you're in the water. I have water too, and I can walk on water, can you? Because it was all ice. And the other thing I did was asked her when she tried to get the sand to make a ball. She couldn't, but I made a snowball, and that was cool. And then I put my bathing suit on and had a cocktail and sat on my balcony overlooking the lake with a cocktail in my bathing suit. Well, I guess I was enjoying the vitamin D sunshine. So that's what it looks like to bring your tomorrow into your today at any time you want. So let's get on to the topic of conversation tonight. So we're still on um, building your vision map, living your life the way you want to do it, create it. That's what I've done my whole life. Whatever I wanted, I thought about, and how do I want it to look, and I took the necessary steps to get that. And you know, it's not like some people will say, yeah, so it's easy for you because you don't know how easy or hard it is for somebody else. So just think about what you want and then have the courage to go get it. So tonight we're going to talk about focus. What does that look like? What do I do to make sure I stay on track to get what I want? So you dream, you have your vision, you have it on your board, you know what you want. Tonight we're going to talk about setting that as a goal, how we're going to go get it. And now what we want to talk about is, how do I stay on track? So we're going to do that a bit tonight and a bit tomorrow night. How do I make sure I'm on track to get what I want? The next thing is, that's about staying focused, by the way. What do I need to get what I want? No, it's not, yes, I say you attract, yes, and the law of attraction, law of vibration. I'm going to live in the vibration, positive thinking. I'm going to believe and have faith. But you know what? What do I need? Who do I need? You know, that'll be all part of it. And you focus on that. And why am I doing this? You know, over the years, I've taken quite a few courses. And everybody says the same thing, the why. Why are you doing this? That's what we're going to touch tonight a little bit. And if you were here on Wednesday and Thursday, what we covered was, last night we covered decide, make a decision. And the night before we talked about dreams and dream boards. And I talked about the difference between having a dream board and a vision map. And we covered that yesterday, so I won't go back on it. But type in the chat if you want to build a vision map. If what you want to do is build a vision map, yes or no? So I'm waiting to see, because there seems to be a delay from yesterday that was suggested. So if you want a vision map, not a dream board, but a real, like a vision board, a vision map. Hi, how are you, Mrs. Lewis? Thanks for joining. And so vision map really is the thing you want to focus on to get what you want. If this is the first time you're here, I want to welcome you into the community. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your prime real estate, as I say, which is your mind. And you're allowing me and, okay, Susan. So these are the steps to create a vision map, by the way. And one of the things I'll say is, yes, Teresa, and we've already talked a lot about that. But yes, dream, vision, focus, and then tomorrow, how to live your life that you want. So now let's get back to what I was going to say. Your mind is something very important. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. We're probably going to touch it again today. And it's so important to really watch what you put in that wonderful thing, your mind. Now, the course that starts next week, I'm covering this stuff briefly. So you can dig deeper on your own with the keywords I've told you. There's plenty out there, plenty of books, plenty of information. Or if you decide, I'll be offering a course that I can tell you about tomorrow that runs for 6 weeks. So one of the things while we're dealing with chat, I forgot to say, but remember to be kind in putting anything in the chat. So I really like positivity. So if there's something negative you want to say, I'm welcome. I'm always welcome to criticism. If you DM me and private messenger me so we don't have it running in the chat. Nobody has done that. I've been very grateful and very blessed to have a wonderful community. You gals and guys are just fabulous. So please feel comfortable to reach out to me. If whatever's on your mind and you think I can help, reach out, private message me. If any of you are here because somebody introduced you, please mention the name in the chat, because I really want to give them a shout out. I want to thank them, because really I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad to meet you, and I'm grateful that they sent you. So the other thing is, anybody that introduces somebody here, whether they download the book, they spend time live, they look at the replays, if they become part of the community, and I know where they come from, I put the person that referred them into a draw. Because on Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to draw a $100 Amazon card. So, a gift for somebody. That's why. So now, if you want to download the free, if any of you haven't done it, I created an ebook that's not perfect. It's a first draft. I'm still working on it. So that ebook can be downloaded from my website, katherineKmullen.com. Or what you can do is you can click the link if somebody referred you to us. And the ebook is about 29 pages, and they talk about success philosophies, and working on creating a larger version of that later this year. So let's talk about fun. I talk about Friday fun, and life has to be fun. You want to have fun. You want to smile. You want to enjoy your life. So, what I'm going to do is add to that fun by making sure we have a draw tomorrow night with Amazon. Gift card, $100. If you have a friend that you think can benefit from this, invite them. It's free, and I'm not going to be all salesy on them. What I'm handing you is stuff that can help you build and live the life you want. If you look at the first step, dream. You look at the video, there's a workbook in the community. The second thing, decide. Decide what you want. Decide. We talked about that in the video yesterday, which I have posted in the community. And tonight we're going to talk about focus. So, some of you may have heard this introduction, but just in case there's anybody new, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and it'll probably be about half a minute. So now's the time to go get yourself a drink if you'd like. I live my life by design. I created my life. I live where I want to live. I do what I want to do, and it's always been like that. And I'm glad I do that. I read every single day, and there was a time I was reading a book a day. I'd go into a park, and when I had hard times, that's when I would read more. So that's where all this information comes. It's not like I was born with all this information. I've read Think and Grow Rich. I've been to many seminars. I'm multi-passionate serial entrepreneur with more than 30 years expertise in commercial real estate finance with a specialization in leasing. And you know what? I'm blessed. I have an amazing husband, lots of love, and a 20-year-old son that finally found me with my long journey of heartaches trying to have a baby. So I really understand anybody that had a dream of having a child or has a dream, I get you. I know how hard that can be. And I can only tell you, with all of the faith and all of the things, lo and behold, here he is, and he's beautiful. So there's so many words in the world right now, buzzwords, offering familiarity with, like you look at manifestation and gratitude. Well, gratitude always came easy for me because I was raised to be polite and be grateful for what I had. That's how I was raised. So it was just part of my being. Now today they're writing books on it, and everybody believes gratitude is the formula for success. And it is part of it, to be grateful. But it's not just being grateful. It's not just saying, I want a car. It's not just saying, I'm grateful for life and I deserve a car. No, there's more to it. There is a formula. And Bob Proctor shares it well, and many people do. And manifestation is another term. It works, by the way. It really does work, all this stuff. So I've manifested, if that's the word we want to use, small things, big things, my whole life. Didn't know that's what I was doing. Just had an idea, focused on getting it, and then I believed it was possible. And I really wanted it. You couldn't convince me I didn't want something. So when I wanted something, I was persistent, I was focused, I went for it, and next thing you know, it appeared. And somebody says, oh, you're so lucky. And I almost would agree with you. It wasn't luck. Every day I did something to get closer to my goal. So the part of me I'm most proud of, though, is I love people, and I want to continue to help as many people as I can. And what do? I connect people, and it's a gift. I just love people. I love seeing them succeed. I connect people to themselves. to the philosophy of them. And when they do all this work, they're doing the work, not me. Next thing you know, they gain confidence, and then they're off and running. My superpower is exactly that, is getting people stepping in that direction. And I've learned from so many great minds. That's what's important, and that's contributed to what I'm able to share with you today. And I hold on and value all of the lessons that I've learned that I'm able to share with you. Now your turn. If you could put in the chat whether your goal has to, it could run with anything, and you don't have to if you're not comfortable yet, but do you have a goal, a focus, and it's about money? Do you have a goal about releasing weight? Is it a goal about being happier? For some reason you're in a place that you can't find that happiness. Or finding out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Look, I'm 62 and just figured out what I want to do when I grow up. 62 years old, and this is what I want to do. And anything else that you have, share it, and maybe somebody somebody else has the same goal as you. In any case, even if you don't share it, that's what you want to get to. If you don't know what it is yet, don't give up on yourself, by the way. Keep working on it. It's going to come. Keep doing the dreaming exercise, and it'll come to you. So when you walk away today, I always say go to something and walk away with one bit of information. If you walk away with one tip, one bit of wisdom, one insight, you're going to grow a bit. Apply that to your life. If you try to pull it all in, it's just too hard. So when something speaks to you that can benefit you, hold on to it. And if there's more than one, then I'm really excited for you. So understanding what you have to do to go on your path, that's my goal. My goal is that you walk away understanding. You may not know your goal. You may not know yet what you're going to do, but if you have an understanding that you can do it and you want to do it, and that's it. You're on your way. So instructions to build a dream board is something I spend time on. Yesterday, in focusing on creating a vision map, I spoke of the importance and the differences between vision and dream. And it's been my experience that many people, indeed, they do create vision boards. Or are they dream boards? That's only you that know that. You know whether it's your soul. You know whether it's cluttered. You know whether it's focused. Do you have so much on it, stuff that you don't really want, but you think you want? So this is where it's important to analyze and look at it. And now creating a dream board can be a whole lot of fun. So what I'm going to say, don't discount that. Have lots of fun. Even have a party. Have a party, gather, get together, and start that. Do a dream board with a bunch of people. Cut out some magazines. What are you attracted to? And that's the beginning. And then you can get to the next stage, which is the vision. Okay? I mean, I've offered retreats, and we've had a lot of fun doing that stuff. It's been really a great time. However, when one works on their vision, now that's not something you do in a party. That's personal. That's you with your soul. It's you and you. And that takes space for you to get there. Not influenced by anybody else, because somebody else sitting at the table, if I shared my dream with you, you may turn around and say, she's right out to lunch if she thinks she's going to get that. But let me assure you, one day it's going to be once upon a time, because I am going to get it. And I believe that anybody can get anything they want. They just have to focus on it. So there's nothing wrong with having dream boards, and if that's what works for you and that's what you want to see, then I say great, because at least you're doing something. And I love knowing who I am. I love knowing what I want. I love knowing where I'm going, and I love taking steps to get there. I feel like I'm actually living, and that's what keeps me awake and keeps me living. So that's the difference, and that's what that does for you. When I have a dream, it's great. It's like looking out at the lake, and it's all very pretty. But you know what? When you have a goal, something in you burns, your belly, and you're excited, and you're glad to be alive. And that's what you'll notice it when you have it. That's what I'll tell you. Does anyone here, can they answer, yes, I know my soul purpose, I know my vision, I know my goal? Yes, I do, yes. And if you do know your goal, then what I'm going to say to you is it really big enough? What do I mean by that? Do you have any idea how you're going to get it? Do you know how you're going to attain that goal? And if you know how you're going to attain that goal, that vision is not big enough. It's not big enough at all. It's not going to stretch you. You're not going to grow with it. You know exactly. People say, I want a new car, or they want something that they've already had. If you've already had it, then you know you can get it. There's no stretch in there. You want to be scared. Yes, Susan, that's great. Teresa, that's great. So you understand what I'm getting at. You're scared. And you know it's big, and you're scared, and you have no idea how you're going to get it. Then you're on the right track, because this is the part you'll focus, you'll figure out, you'll set your goal. And then between today and tomorrow, we'll do some steps on how you actually get there. Today, what I want to focus on is really the third success philosophy. I want to share with you about focus. And one of the things I'm reminded of here, an exercise in the workbook on day 2 was the SWOT exercise. When you master making decisions in your life, you won't miss as many opportunities. The ones you miss, it's by design. You're going to miss something because you want to miss it. And that's important. So I talk about environment every time we get together. I say you need to be in great ambiance with music when you're dreaming. And then I said you need to be in a quiet place. Up till now, I've guided you that way. Now, forget that now. Now you're at the point you have your vision. Once you have that vision, what you want to do is you want to be focused and awake. Because you could be walking down, and I was sleeping. And I said, I got to write a book. So, out of a dead sleep. I'm walking down, and I say, I have to do this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Why are you doing real estate? You just spent all that time on that. So you know what? When that comes to you, you just want to pick up your phone and put a note to yourself. Don't forget it. It's a download. It's your soul. It's telling you, hey. Now, it may be a fear if it's countering and it doesn't feel good. But if it does feel good, it's probably something you want to do. And don't tell me anything about why you can't do it. That's the thing that doesn't work. Don't say, oh, I'm too old. Or no, I can't do that. I've tried it before. None of that works. Doesn't exist. And you're never too late. And I could take this whole time talking about all the success stories. Let's just go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was what, my age when he went out and built that empire? And there's many more stories like that. So it's not, age isn't a factor. And I mean it for young or old. Some people say, well, I'm too young to do that. I don't have the experience. No. You know what the other thing is dream crushers. We're around children. We're around other people. If you don't think somebody can achieve their dream, do them a favor and don't share your opinion. They don't need to know. You know, my son, his whole life was, anybody that knows me knows I'm like 5 foot less. And so he didn't have a growth spurt till he was 18. And he wanted to be a goalie in the NHL. That was his dream. You know, I never told him he couldn't do that. But he figured out at one point that he wouldn't qualify for that. But he did that in his terms, when he replaced it with another goal that was even bigger. And when people figure out that it's a goal that doesn't work for them, that really that's not going to be best suited for them, when they make the decision, it's not your job to tell them they can't do it. They'll figure it out. The universe will tell them. Your job is, can you help them? And how can you help them? And if you can't help them, just let life take care of it. Unless they're in danger, you don't have to educate them. They probably have it right. So you know what? This is an ongoing thing. So if you have your big goal, Susan, Teresa, you say you have your big goal, then perfect. That big goal may get even bigger. That big goal may modify. Things can change. Don't be stuck. Don't be attached. You got it? Perfect. Don't doubt it, but don't be afraid to make changes as you go, if that's what you have to do. So the goal of this section, and what I want you to look at, is that once you've found your dream, you've made a decision, this is my goal, this is the vision I have, now we're going to focus on getting it. That's the important part. You cannot have that life if you do not know what you want or you don't decide you're going to go for it. You can't focus. Focusing on what? So you have to do the steps in the process. And you have to do step 1 and then step 2. Dream, because in the dreams you may find something that's limiting you, and in, your vision, you'll find out, yeah, that's what I really want to do. And the rest of the stuff with vision, you want to put how you want to live. The home. It's not to say you don't want a home, that you don't want to exercise and maybe release weight. It's not to say any of that, but it's to say you want to have a main vision that every day you take steps towards that will give you everything else you want. And don't put clutter there. So stay with me if I'm talking too much and it's too long. It feels like it's one-sided. But so yesterday we talked about the pictures and the images. Well, here's a few things with regards to that. At this point, what you want to see on your vision map is your big dream and goal in the center of it, right in the center. The whole bunch of pictures you can put, but you have to consider, how do they relate to my big vision? And you know what? This is going to consider your whole life and the lifestyle. Over the last 2 days, I introduced you to the universal laws. And this is not a course on universal laws because we surely don't have enough time. But I spoke on the first day of the law of attraction, and then I spoke of the law of vibration. And tonight I want to talk about the law of compensation. Enter a number from 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest. How familiar are you with the law of compensation? Is anybody familiar with the law of compensation? So let me tell you a little bit about it. The law of compensation, many who study these laws will also know it as the law, and this is interesting because we all know this, what you sow you reap, the law of sowing and reaping. So this law is quite simple to understand. You will always be compensated for your efforts and for your contribution. This plays a big role with creating the life you want. You know, people have a dream, they put it up there, they say, well, law of attraction is going to come. What are you doing for others? And what are you doing for yourself to go reach that? It's not meant to just sit there and do nothing. So law of compensation, whatever we do, think or feel, creates compensation equal to what we did. Now, we think when we hear the word compensation. So type in the chat yes or no. Do you believe compensation only has to do with money? Yes or no? So we have to understand this law really well, because we will get exactly what we deserve for what we do, whether it's big or small. Remember, if we tie another aspect of this, Think and Grow Rich, it includes our thoughts. So what you think, you'll get, right? That's Think and Grow Rich. Now you take the law of compensation. What you do for others will come back to you. So who are you serving? What are you contributing to in order to achieve that big goal you have? And sometimes your goal won't come the way you put it out there or the way you think it's going to come. But it will come. It'll come exactly the way it's supposed to and the way you really want it. So yes or no? Are you going through life with positive thoughts? Do you go through your life thinking positively? Thinking, I can do that. Or you think, oh, are you scared? So yes, I live a positive life. Yes, I surround myself with positive people. Yes, I read positive books. Yes, I laugh or I enjoy my life. Yes. So that's important. It's important to keep those positive thoughts and to be around people with positive thoughts and to feed those. If you're not in pandemic, we're all alone, some of us, that doesn't mean you can't feed your mind with positive thinking and wishing well for others. You know, you may not like what they do, you may not like situations, but you don't have to wish them bad. You don't need to. You just have to focus on yourself and what you want. That big goal you want, that's what you're supposed to be focusing. And when you start moving in the direction of your purpose, of your goal, of your vision, I assure you, you will not have time to focus on anything else but that. So compensation does not only mean money, it could mean health, career, opportunities. So you will be compensated. So if your goal is to change careers and you're helping other people with whatever they want, then your career will come to you. It's very simple. It's equal value, but the value is not based. The value is what I'm looking for and what you're looking for. If I help you get what you want, you're going to help me get what I want. And it may not be you that does that. It might come from somebody else. Doesn't matter who it comes from. The universe is working hard to give you that. So Ralph Waldo Emerson, he wrote an essay on compensation. And this is one of the quotes he says. Each person is compensated in like manner for that which he or she has contributed. Something to think about. And Bob Proctor says there's 3 major points with compensation. And this is something to think about no matter what vision. I'm at this point, whether you have a vision, a purpose, or you're not there yet, that doesn't matter. That you'll learn to do. After these, you have workbooks, you're going to dream and you'll get to your vision, your purpose, your goal. And when you get there, then what you want to say is there a need for what I do? If it's a career, if it's an idea to make money and how, what you're thinking you'll do to make that money. If whatever it is that you really want, is there a need for what you do? Is with compensation. Your ability to do it. Can I do it? And I don't mean, can I do it now? I mean, can you hire somebody to help you do it? Can you learn how to do it? Or can you do it? And then you mix that with the difficulty in replacing you. And what that really means is how unique you are. Because 2 people may do the same thing. 10 people can do vision boards. We're not going to do it the same. I do it the way I do it. I mean, Teresa owns a bridal shop, and she's a fashion designer, and she's a seamstress. Now, there's only her that does it the way she does it, though there may be hundreds of bridal stores, and they sell the same dresses, but she can make that dress custom fit to you. So when you look at what you do, it's important to look at that. How replaceable are you? The law ties into the law of cause and effect. When you look at compensation, it also ties into another law, which is cause and effect, which we won't be covering tonight, but you can Google it if you'd like, and we'll cover it again another time. So this isn't a workshop on laws, so I just wanted to briefly cover the ones that actually affect attaining your goal and how it can benefit you. And we cover them more in our course, and I encourage you to look them up. Once you find them, they can be very life-changing. So we go more deeply into it in our courses. With deciding what you want, it provides you a direction, a goal, if you wish, a destination you want to get to. And now the why. I studied a lot of stuff on the why with Marie Forleo. She does B-School. And you see this in many walks of life. If you're doing a marketing strategy course, which I've recently done with Sherry, and she's phenomenal, she'll talk about the why. And the why is something very important in every aspect. And it's the fuel. The why is your fuel. And Marie Forleo talked about it first from my perspective. That's the first time hearing it, and now I hear it everywhere. And that's how it works. You hear something once, and then all of a sudden you'll start to hear it more and more from different sources. It's important to know why you're doing what you do. If you want to stay the long haul, when you want to go through the obstacles, you have to know why you do what you do. It keeps you focused on achievement and purpose. So yesterday we covered the importance of putting yourself first, and I have to say that was a biggie for me, because it raised, you know, just because you put yourself first doesn't mean you're selfish. So for this very exercise, put yourself first. Put yourself first, and it's not being selfish. The people around you will appreciate that you know what you want and where you're going. They'll support you. Or they won't, and that's okay too. That doesn't mean you should give it up. So remember, I'm saying, put yourself first. I didn't say be selfish. Tomorrow we add another layer and speak of manifestation and actually living your life by design, what that means, to take it a step further. So if you're distracted because I was too long on something that didn't really speak to you, this next part is life-changing. So follow me. Yesterday I spoke of looking and seeing. Today I want to touch that just a little bit further. That everything you do, everything you see, either brings you to your vision or it distracts you. So I'm going to talk about the science with looking and seeing. The science behind your brain. Remember we spoke of the brain being an organ yesterday. Well now, so if we know what the brain is, it's broadcasting and receiving. It's an organ. So here goes this. If I asked you with one eye, okay, when your eye moves, each time it moves, it's sending a code to your brain. Enter a number of how many codes do you think that one eye sends to your brain each time it moves? And you know how often your eye moves. Can anybody guess? Whoever here, can you put a number in there? How many codes does your eye send to your brain every time it moves? Well, let me help you with that because I think I'm going to 1 trillion. That's a lot. Well, each eye, each move, 6 million. 6 million. That means, and this is the extra, so imagine the distractions. Imagine one eye, 6 million, other 12 million. You know, we're 12 million. And we're talking about each second because your eye's going like this, right? A wink. That's an awful lot of codes. So how do you expect to get to your vision? Yes. Talk about focus. So I'm going to give you an exercise right now. I want you to look around your room. Whichever room you're in. Yeah, oh my God, wow. You know what? I missed the chat. I didn't answer any of you. I thought none of you were there because I didn't move the arrow to go down. So I apologize for all the answers. I'm going to look at them tonight. But I'm here now. I know how it works. One more thing, technology. I'm getting there. So thanks. So let's get back to the exercise. I'm going to give you an exercise. Now this is what it is. Look around your room. Look, 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 look. Imagine how many codes are going to your brain. Now I want you to do something for me. I want you to pick a spot, any spot, whether it's on a picture, on a table, on a chair. I don't care, on the glass, in my glass, cheers. I want you now to look closely. I want you to pull it to 1 inch by 1 inch. 1 inch by 1 inch, that small space. And I want you to really look at it. Look closely. And when you look at it closely, answer me yes or no. Do you see it differently? Did you see what you see when you were looking at the whole room? Did you notice the colors that are there? Did you notice the shapes, the grain? And Karen, as an artist, you probably know this better than anybody. But, so when you look closely at something and you focus, pinpoint focus, you're going to see something different. And that's the difference between looking and seeing. Yeah, thanks, Brenda. And I'm going to share with you, anybody that knows me, I love trying things that are new. I just love life. And Algonquin Park, there was an art class. Anybody that knows me, I'm not the best artist. That's why you answered 1 trillion, for sure. You would see 1 trillion. But you know what? here's the thing. You'll appreciate this. Imagine the non-artist decides she's going to go for 2 hours just to get away by myself, and I'm going to take a course in painting. Okay, sounds cool. When you get into the forest, first thing he does, he hands you a brush, tells you about color. I'm having a blast. It's called Look, See, and Paint. Sounds pretty easy. They say it's for novices. You never even have to have painted before. Well, did I ever learn a lesson that I use till today, like 25 years later? And I'll tell you, I cannot believe what I learned. Because what he said is paint something. After I played with the paint and the brush and it was all very fun, I looked. I can't describe what I painted. It was horrible. But you know what? I tried to paint what I was looking at. I tried to paint the lake and the house and the trees. It was horrible. So you know what? After that, he then brought it in. And he taught me this concept. You know, he took his pen, screwed them up. He said, how do you expect to do anything when you're looking at that much? And he asked us to look at the tree. And for the first time in my life, I looked at the tree. And when I looked at the tree, you know what I saw? I saw an inch of bark, and I said, I never saw that color gray. A tree bark isn't gray. Where did this gray come from? Where did this green little leaf come from? Where did this brown come from? Where did all these things come from in a tree? It was beauty at its purest form. And you know what? Then I was able to draw what I saw. I was actually able to see. I was no longer just looking. So that's like your vision and your dream. That's your vision. That's what you're looking for, that little spot inside you. And some people know it and they fight it or they'll do something else. But you know what? That's what you're looking for. And I can only tell you that that moment was life-changing. And the moment that I actually realized I was looking at life and not seeing, because I was afraid of what I'd see. So here we go. So now when I talk about life and distractions, remember this moment about your eyes and what you're seeing and what you want to focus on. So you want to focus on what you really want. So once we get you to there, more importantly, I encourage you to work at it in life and vision. It's all in the details as you learned in that class. Yes, Karen? It was phenomenal. You know what? Those classes are classes that are meant for youth. What a different world we live in if they had it. So don't give up on yourself. If you're trying to get that vision and you don't know what your goal is your purpose, and they're all different, by the way, your vision, your purpose, your goal, they sound the same, but they serve differently. So what you want to know is don't give up on yourself. You're worth it, okay? And I remember one time being in class teaching business planning, and I remember, like, I have like 160 hours of business course stuff. And I remember being in there, and the guy was talking and trying to build his course, and I said, I'll come back tomorrow with that answer for you, because I had something clearer to show him. And he says, you know what I appreciate the most? You're not blowing this stuff out your, and I won't repeat it, my behind. That you actually know what you're talking about. And you know, while you're building your vision, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the influence for yourself, for the people you're responsible for, and bring them the expertise. I think my biggest success with my son has been surrounding him with the best. And anybody that's a parent, I think many of us have done the same thing. You know, when he wanted piano, he had a piano instructor. Right now, French, he's got a French coach. And these coaches make the whole difference in the world. And we're okay. We figure we're grown up. We don't need coaches anymore. Of course we need coaches. We need coaches to help us stay on track, get us focused. So you know what? I'm going to say that I live young and wear my years for sure with knowledge that I've accumulated and share where I can. And that's the beauty of aging. So it works. Hi, Pam. It works and it's worth it. Everything, you know, everything is going to go up, you know, like what goes up goes down, you know. That's another law. But the thing that you need to know is that trust the process. Trust when you have good foundation and you do this exercise, Doesn't matter. The obstacles will come. You'll know how to overcome them. Might take you a little longer than you expect, but get it in motion, and the universe is just waiting to provide it to you. And don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle on the dream. Go for the vision. You can do it. So if you want to stay on track, that's where focus comes in. So you don't only need a vision, you're going to need a map, and that comes from your goal. And here, Bob Proctor does this very well. I learned goal setting from Zig Ziglar, his mouth to my ears. It was a really amazing workshop. And the thing is Zig Ziglar did a great job on strategy. Bob Proctor, he takes it another level. So I wish I had my purse here. Tomorrow night I'll show you. I have a goal card that's in my wallet at all times. And that has been inspired by him. I carry that with me. And what's on that goal card? What's on that goal card and what you need on your goal card is very simple. You want to have some gratitude. You want to be grateful. You want to bring your sentence into the now as if you have it. The same way I'm in Italy right now drinking my drink. Or I was in Florida when I was on the balcony. Bring what you want into your now. You can do it in little ways. So that's what you want to do with your goal. You know, what do you want? And then what are you going to do for it? Who are you going to serve? And what's the date you want it by? Don't worry about the how. I can tell you, and I will move for a sec. I'll be right back. Please don't leave on me. My goal card in my purse is plasticized. Beside my bed, I have the paper, and I have this on my fridge. Tomorrow I'll talk about what you do with it. But at the end of the day, my goal says my goal and the date I want it by. I'm so happy and grateful. Bob Proctor inspired these words. Now that my goal is written there. And how I'm going to get it? By helping others. I'm going to help as many people as I can. And you know what? I will attain my goal. So what is the date that I did that today? And what do I want? And what am I going to do to get it? He says change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. And always choose personal growth. Because any other goal that's not going that big, you're going to get bored of. You're going to drop it. You're going to not do it. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But you really want to state that out. And he says carry it with you. And then add emotion. You know, and we'll talk more on that. Now, I know this stuff works because I've watched, I did a beta test on this on Zoom because I wasn't sure I could deliver this stuff live. I knew in retreats I could do it, but I didn't know I could do it this way. And I can tell you, 3 of the 4 people went bang on at the end of 4 sessions. And it was like, they knew. And we're not only talking that, they put money goals out that some got it in 2 days and some got it in 4 weeks. And we're not talking about $1. So you know what? This stuff works is all I can tell you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Also, join the community. The community is Wisdom Wink and Think and Live Your Life by Design. And there's workbooks, and I post these videos there so you can go back to them. And if you want to join a course that starts next Tuesday, it's going to be over 6 weeks. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I really want to spend time giving you information over the next 10 minutes. So you can register and get a copy of the ebook for free by going to www.catherinekmullen.com. It's a draft. It's the first draft. It's still not edited, so please excuse any typos. And if you invite a friend here, tomorrow night we're doing a draw. We're going to draw a $100 Amazon card, and everybody that invites somebody, that person's name gets put in the draw. So one of the things, I'm going to post the work from tonight in the section of the community. And so here you need to identify your goal, and tomorrow I'll talk more about tying that goal and actually steps you take to get that goal. So before we get to Think and Grow Rich, because you know how I'm modeling this over the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich. So in the first, I picked 3 principles that apply to dreaming. in the second that applied to deciding. And now tonight I picked another 3 that apply to focus. So before we go there, when it comes to focus, in the book I say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what beauty do you see, and is it moving you towards your goal? You won't, if you have a goal and every step you take, you're not feeling good, every step you take, I'm not talking about you're afraid. I'm not talking about your limiting beliefs. I'm talking about that it's going against your core values. Now all of a sudden you're going to have a problem. So what are you doing to go towards your goal? And is it in alignment with who you are and what you want? So let's go to Think and Grow Rich and talk about, we have a group of, we're 10 people that meet Wednesday nights, and we read and study that book and discuss it. We do that for an hour from 7 till 8 at night. We're having a good time and learning lots and sharing. So if anybody's interested in that, you're very welcome to join. Just private message me. So the 3 success principles I want to refer to tonight that'll go with focus is autosuggestion. So Napoleon Hill refers to this as the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. It is self-suggestion that reaches one's mind through the 5 senses. So again, your subconscious mind is influencing a lot of stuff that your actions are taking. So autosuggestion is a way to get to your subconscious mind. The way to help your subconscious mind is through affirmations. And we're going to talk a little further about that tomorrow, because it's with affirmations you help manifest what you want. So what you want, you write them down, you say them, you listen to them. You do this often and every day. And you have to unprogram whatever you want no longer that's stuck, as I refer to it, as the garbage. And you want to grow a garden in there. You want to make sure your subconscious mind isn't sabotaging you every time you want to do something. Focus on what you want in order to manifest and get it. So focus on what your dominating thoughts are and guard your thinking, because that's what's going to stop you from getting your goal, your own self. The second thing is the mystery of sex transmutation, and I have to tell you, I have to read that a few times. So Hill refers to this as transmute, the changing or transferring of one form of energy into another. So the emotion of sex brings into a being a state of mind. This is generally related to the physical. So when you talk about sex transmutation, it's the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. And when you're transmuting and transferring and talking about that energy, we look at the closest energy is desire. Bob Proctor wrote an article that you can Google, and it states the desire urge for sexual expression is natural and inborn, and it should not be suppressed or eliminated. Instead, it should be given an additional benefit outlet. So here we go. What's the closest thing to it? A burning desire stimulates in the mind nearly the same degree. So you know what? If you have a burning desire for what you want, then you're becoming creative on how to get it. It's creative energy. Burning desire gives you creative energy. So it's important. This is going to help you focus. Focus on that burning desire of what you want. You'll have a better time and easier to get. The third one I'll share with you of Think and Grow Rich principles that apply to your vision board and attaining and to live your life the way you want is organized planning. So Napoleon refers to this as the crystallization of desire into action. And I'm reading this because I want to read it like he wrote it. Everything that is created or acquired begins in the form, again, of that word, desire. That desire is taken from the abstract to the concrete in the workshop of the imagination. And we all know how imagination can go, where plans for its transition are created and organized. So you want to focus on converting your dreams to the next phase, which is the vision map. And then from the vision map to the actual vision, the purpose, the goal, and that is the abstract of the dream going into the concrete of your map, and then your goal card. And now tomorrow we'll speak about the organization part, because organizing it to take steps towards it. So how does Wednesday and Thursday? Yesterday we talked about other principles. How do they impact focus? So we talked about the sixth sense. So going forward, if you get a download, all of a sudden you're doing something, you're on track, you're moving, and this is how it works. You have a big goal and you're going towards something, and all of a sudden you're going to say, have you talked to Kim in a while? Pay attention. There might be a reason. Have you picked up that book and read that in a while? You know what? Downloads. Information is coming. Pay attention. That's your soul talking to you, telling you, giving you insights on how to get something. Focus on what's happening. Be awake. The other thing we talked about was imagination, and this too, okay? You go about life, if your imagination gives you something, and it really is a gift, focus and pay attention on how it can help you. When you start walking the direction of your purpose, well, look out, anything is possible. And believe me, if somebody were to tell me some of the things I've experienced in my life, I would have said, no way. But yes way, it happens. And a few of you know me well, and you could share those things and have witnessed things yourself. So next I talked about specialized knowledge, and that ensure that it's not holding you back. Don't allow this to become your excuse. Focus on what you need to get where you're going. Because so often what we do is we get stuck based on what we know or what we don't know. Don't allow that to happen. Don't be the excuse for not living the life you want. And the next part we'll talk about is decision. We talked about that. And decision, this too is relative and important. Be aware. Make sure you focus on what you do. What are you deciding? And are you making your decision in a timely fashion? And how long does it take you to make a decision? Think about what you need in order to make a decision. And think about a time you didn't make a decision. Has anybody, were you in a position you should have made a decision, you procrastinated, and today you say, I wish I made that decision? Yes or no? Has anybody experienced that? Because I have. I've experienced where I said, why did I wait so long to start that or do that? Make that call. Or it could be a little thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. So decide to focus on what you want and how you can serve others. Yes, lost opportunities. That's how they often look. And you know what? It's okay other ones come. But the point is, if you lose an opportunity because it's not the right time, that's okay. But if you lose an opportunity because you had fear, or you just held back, or your limiting beliefs, your paradigms, that subconscious garbage that somebody told you, you can't make money as an artist, so you better not be an artist. What? Come on. Or you can't make money as a musician, or you know what? You're not going to make the NHL. Well, you know how many jobs are in the NHL? Because I know, because my son's called them all. And you know what? There's jobs as stats guys and finance guys and lawyers and, not lawyers, lawyers, and a whole bunch of other things. So you know what? Your dream may not come the way you want it. That's what you need to understand. But put the dream out there, because it's going to come. Put the dream, but not as a dream. The dream stuff is all great. Dream all you want, but convert it. Convert it to what it's supposed to be for you. Your subconscious mind, well, this is a whole course in itself. So what I'm just going to do is remind you to pay close attention. Be awake, because so often our subconscious mind is leading us and directing us, and it's not in the best direction. You can fix that with affirmations. You know, you remember something somebody did to you and you can't let go. You just can't let go. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Or you make your decisions based on, well, what are they going to think? Subconscious mind. Doesn't matter. It's you, yourself, your creator, remember that, and then others. So that's not selfish. That's being productive. Because if you get that right, wow, I look forward to seeing what you're doing with the world. So you can fix your subconscious with affirmations, and we'll talk about that a little more tomorrow. We can reprogram. I know it works because I've done it. You know, life happened. I went through a depression, anybody that knows me, and it didn't stop there. It got real scary. So if you've been there, if you've ever been where you get and you just don't know, and you know what? I felt like I was the strongest person in the world. And anybody who knew me would have thought I was strong. And I can tell you, I was definitely positive. I had enough positivity for any room I was in. But it still hit me. And you know what? No matter how much love I have, it didn't protect me. And an understanding of this stuff helps. That's what it does. Guard your mind. for it is capable of anything and everything. And what that means, good or bad, guard it. If you have children, guard their mind, empower them, give them what they need to grow into whatever they want. And a few of you, you're doing amazing. I know what you're doing with your children. And I'm almost done, and I want to cover the brain. So you want to focus on the brain, because I've told you before, it's what you get, transmitter. It's a transmitter. You're sending information out, sending information back. So what the heck are you allowing into your own garden? So keep your vibration of thoughts focused on what you want. Forget the rest. It's irrelevant. Never mind what's going on anywhere else. It's irrelevant. And now what I want to share with you, has anybody ever read the book, The Four Agreements? Yes or no in the chat? Because the Four Agreements really does have a great impact on you achieving your goals. And you don't think about it, but this is another thing I read that helped me. And I read this many times. So I'm going to share a few of the things with you. So, no, it's a really good book, yes. So, yeah, no. So I'm going to give you the Four Agreements, and I'll give you the fifth one with the second book. And anybody that's heard them, I'm going to apply it to the vision board. So hopefully you'll get something out of it, and I'm not wasting your time. Be impeccable with your word. Impeccable with your word. Are you being impeccable with your word? Are you speaking with integrity? You think you are. You hope you are. Do you speak against others? Probably not. But you know who you speak against? Yourself. And that is not being impeccable with your word. We're very good at tearing ourselves down. You know, giving ourselves worst case scenarios. Negative thoughts. That's not being impeccable. So use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love, even towards yourself. I know it's easy to say, and it's really hard to do, because life gets in the way sometimes. But it makes a difference in life. So I had to remind myself of that, and I share this with you. Yeah, emotional experience is one of the best teachers for empathy. Sure is. Sure is. Live something and you'll really appreciate somebody else. So don't take anything personally. Now, this is a good one, because really, how else can you take it? I've seen myself say to somebody, well, don't say it that's so personal then, and I won't take it so personally. So what does that do for me? It makes me stop it. If I think something's personal now, today, I stop the conversation and I ask, is this about me? Are we talking about me? Should I be worried? So you know what? How much that would be a little bit arrogant that I think it's all about me, but in any case, many people think it's about them and they worry. So this is another one that has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the other person, you know? And the book does a good job explaining this one. Focus on your reaction to others. And why I relate to this to your vision and what you're going after, focus on how you're reacting to what you want. Focus what you're doing to get what you want and how you're stopping yourself. Are you taking things personally when you get rejected? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to build an empire, and you want to do something, no matter what field you're in, you're going to have naysayers. If you're in sales, you're going to get some no's. What do they say? How many frogs do you have to kiss before you get a prince? You know? So, focus on what you want. Don't get distracted. If you are feeling any type of reaction as a result of somebody else or something else, get back. Come back, get on track, focus, clarify the situation, ask questions if you want, and move on if it doesn't serve you well. And here's a good one. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage, and that's what it takes to ask questions and express what you really want. Be clear. Avoid misunderstandings, sadness and drama. This is life transforming. People get hurt and don't even know the truth. I can tell you, while you're marching about life and things are happening to you, the people that know you are watching you. They don't know what's happening to you. They think they know you. You think you know them. But they only know what you've shared, and they only know from what they see. So know that if something's going on, that happened to me recently, that something happened. And it happened with somebody that I care about. And they made an assumption. And then they not made an assumption, they wouldn't have lost what they lost. That's what I'll tell you. So pay attention. Try not to do that. And the fifth one that he shared in his last book was always do your best. No, that's not the fifth, that's the fourth. Excuse me. Always do your best. And you know what? Here's the thing. Focus on what that is. You know, give yourself a break. If you're not feeling well and you have to sleep, take a nap. I've seen myself say, oh, I'm so tired. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't feel guilty, eh? I'm going to lie down and I'm going to take a nap. So do your best, and your best changes depending where you're at. And the fifth agreement that he shared in the fifth agreement was be skeptical, but learn to listen. Not only from the words, but from the intention. All too often, we make an assumption based on the words people say. Get past the words. Look at the person. Would that person hurt me? What did they say? Where is that coming from? What happened? What happened? Clarify what you're thinking. And all this accepts, all this stuff is in that brain of yours, that organ. And that's how you're sending information out and receiving information. That's the back and forth. And while you're doing the back and forth, what's happening with that vision you're trying to build? So what we covered today usually takes like over 3 hours and 2 weeks of work for you to do, to be able to get to, I want to live like this. I want to get what I want. Making a decision to invest in yourself. And what that means, I'm not going to do a sales pitch to you. Invest in learning. I want you to take the time to learn as much as you can about what you want. Whatever you want to do, you'll learn about it. There's plenty of information in books, in Google, whatever. You know what? I can get you there faster. You can register for the course and pay, but you can also take your time and get there. It's not an excuse not to go get what you want. So, you know what? I'm back here tomorrow live at 6 p.m. and I'm going to go through with you living life by design. And living life by design, okay, is about creating the exact life you want and going after what you want. Knowing you can have anything you want, you just have to ask for it. If you think about Earth and everything that's here, where did it come from? It was created. And you know what? Look at science, look at religion, look at whatever you want. There's an abundance out there and plenty enough for all of us to get what we want. You just have to make a commitment to what you want. So tomorrow night when you come back, if you invite somebody else, please, is anybody here because somebody invited them? Because if so, can you put their name in the chat so I can put their name in the draw for a $100 Amazon card tomorrow night? Don't forget, and if you invite a friend that you think can benefit from this, really good. I launched a YouTube channel. I only have 4 subscribers because I just did it. It's titled Wisdom Wink. I post this stuff in it, and it's a friend of mine that told me that I need a YouTube channel to post happy thoughts on a regular basis. So I'm going to do that. Thank you for being here with me tonight. And tomorrow night I have a surprise for all of you, whoever comes back. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time with me while I grow on this journey. So have a fabulous evening filled with light and love. God bless, and cheers. Thank you.